is no disrespect to you guys, and this is not a personal attack. I'm speaking in general. We're speaking with a society of women, right, who are literally the most undesirable women on the planet. No other nation has women that are so disagreeable, so focused on monetary gain, so focused on showing their ass, so focused on not having children, so focused on killing their babies. Like, it's a bunch of different things that women in today's society here in America, which is like the worst place, to try to have a relationship, because genetic preservation is like important, right? So dudes are literally leaving and going after women from other nations. How does that make women here feel? Like, I would be embarrassed as a man if the women are running away from us because we all got small dicks.
What? Gay! Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Yeah, I was with you to the end, bro. What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Ron, back with another video. If you're new to the platform, welcome to the tribe. By the end of this video, I hope you subscribe. Now, I've really been wanting to react to this video for a few days now. I've kind of like been on the fence about it because it's a bit of a crossover between Passport Bros and RP. It's kind of connected. I want y'all to hear what this brother has to say, and I'll use that previous video, although it was funny at the end, as kind of, I wanted to use that as a precursor of this next video that I'm going to show you guys, and see if y'all think there is a connection in terms of how the world of entertainment is using female rappers in particular, to try to use it as a form of, I guess you could say, manipulation, so to speak, to try to, get men back in line. Check this out.
Female rap is not a new target. If you ask anyone in hip-hop, majority of the large budgets from labels is going to women. Never been that way. Never been that way that we've seen such large budgets go to women, and they started decreasing it from the men because so many men are fighting back against just, I guess I could say, wholeness as a whole. So they're pushing it down people's throat. They're putting money behind it now. They say, well, let's stop focusing on the men because the men are wising up a little bit too much. These niggas ain't going in the streets. They putting their flags in their pocket. They done banging. They done robbing. They done stealing. They done sipping. Let's focus on the women. The men, the young men, they've lost the culture of young men. But they have such a strong grip on women. I ain't never seen nothing like it. The grip on women they have right now in hip-hop, and they're making our women, I mean, they were already bad, man. Yeah. I mean, Passport Bros wouldn't exist if they weren't already bad.
Yeah, facts.
Labels are making them worse.
Facts.
Like, we had the City Girl movement. We had the Megan Thee Stallion movement. But the worst we saw with them was them throwing their ass. These hoes damn near naked.
Yeah,
like, they are doing it on purpose. They know what they're doing, bro.
Naked.
They know what they're doing. They're making it worse and worse and worse.
Yeah.
They're seeing as far as they can go with depravity. They say, well, we could go as far as that. We can go with this. You got even Sexy Red, like top artists, talking about STDs. Do I believe she really had an STD? I don't think that girl ever had an STD in her life. Nope, I really don't. Okay. I don't believe it. But that's the character that she playing. And the thing is, why would they have someone?
Let me do this.
Yeah, why would they have someone play this character? Why would they have someone play this character about STDs? Why is it acceptable to have STDs? Why is that not shameful anymore? Because they want it to be promiscuous. They want people to be promiscuous and to accept it, to accept the new norm of anything that we were told we can't do. They want to make that acceptable.
Yeah.
And they said men aren't doing it. Men are sticking to values. Men aren't going astray. But the women, if we can get to the women,
they'll do it.
They can break them in.
Yeah.
They can turn them back if we make women dominant. Because we've already opened the door. After Me Too and everything, we see how that led up, what it's led to. They're dependent on women to bring men back to submission.
I really want to know what you guys got to think about what y'all just saw in the comments, because one thing that I have seen in the past in my comments is a lot of guys say that they think Sexy Red is a plant. A matter of fact, I think I recall Dana Dane saying the same thing on TikTok, because I think I might have reacted to it. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I think female rappers in general are are becoming plants. Think about, especially if you're back in America. I guarantee you, if you were to turn the radio on right now, you are probably more likely to hear a female rapper on the radio than anybody else. Female artists even. For so long, women have complained about not being heard in the music industry, and it seems like now that's all you hear on the radio. I'm like, yeah, we still got women complaining. So, well, what does that tell you? But to be honest with you, I think a lot of these female rappers in general, but I think Sexy Red in particular, definitely. Because I'm thinking to myself, bruh, ain't no way in hell like people like her music all like that. I'm sorry, I'm like, I just don't see it, man. I really don't see it. But I got another clip for you guys that might put two and two together. I really want y'all to check this out as well. Look at this.
Like, these girls are more of a movement more than they sell records. Look, Meg Thee Stallion Wiki. Let's look at her album sales. She has 30 million Instagram followers, but we don't see it translate to success. You know, she's never, I might be wrong about that, but I'm about to check. I don't think she's ever sold over 100,000. Holy Ray, 8 million followers. She can't sell 8,000 albums. That's the problem. That's a big fucking problem. Like, if y'all want to tell me otherwise, I'm sorry. I just won't believe it. It makes no sense why you have 8 million people following you. When you drop your album, only 10,000 people purchase it. It's just, the math doesn't math to me. It just tells me that people like watching you because you twerk. They like watching you because you talk shit. They like watching you because you're naked all the time. They're not looking at you like we're fans of the music. And that's my thing. The Tweety got 13 million followers and can't sell a fucking record to save her life. Now, 13 million followers, great. Here's the thing, though. We're now in, even though, you see, I'm a music fan. When I start talking about these women with music, they say I'm attacking women. No, I'm talking from a music perspective. Is Sweetie getting money? Yes. You know why? Because 13 million followers is going to get you a big Fashion Nova deal. I guarantee, let's look on her page. I guarantee you're going to see some ads that she's posted, which is probably going to be more lucrative than her music. So yes, I'm not saying that having a big social media following isn't a good thing, right? I'm not saying it's not a good thing. What I am definitely saying, though, these artists don't care enough about their art that they would be concerned that their music, that they can't monetize their fan base for music. They could only monetize it for Fashion Nova, Pretty Little Thing.
Y'all see where I'm going with this? Sexy Red, top artist, Megan Thee Stallion, millions of followers on Instagram, but you can't even sell 1 million records, let alone 100,000. You can't sell 500,000 records with millions of followers on Instagram. Something don't add up, man. He's 100% right. And that's why, along with that, in the video before that, bro, I'm beginning to think these women in general, female rappers in particular, are plants. And they're plants to be a part of what the brother was mentioning in the prior clip, as a way to try to get men under submission. I really believe that. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Let's keep it moving. And I also want to show you some other reasons why passport bros are leaving. A lot that really don't even have to do with women. Check this out.
We're trying to have financial freedom, 1. 2, we're trying to be able to live. You can't support a traditional lifestyle with a stay-at-home wife and feed kids and have a house and a car in America anymore. Most people are forced to rent. The median rent has gone to $2,000 a month. Prices, inflation, skyrocketed across the board. You can't, it's hard to be traditional in America unless you're making hundreds of thousands of dollars.
You live in a country where a man transitioned to become a woman after winning a decathlon in 1980. And then after doing so, runs over someone, kills them, runs over a second person, and 4 months later is named Woman of the Year. You live in a country where a man spends 15 months in prison for securities fraud. In a movie they make about him, he punches his wife in the stomach and then kidnaps his own child. And all of you love that movie because I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. It's the Wolf of Wall Street. You guys know who is the face of prison reform in the United States? Who is it? It's Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian, who made us is the face of prison reform. If you don't believe me, Google right now Kim Kardashian standing next to President Trump having legislation signed while she's in the Oval Office. She made a tape where she was having with Ray J, and now she's getting legislation passed, and you're worried about a meme that you're supposed to post. Status is status is status. Doesn't matter what you do. If you get more attention, no one will care. People want to make TikToks with O.J. Simpson and don't give a about what he probably did.
How are we taking the rights of women away if we don't know what a woman is? Ooh. We need to let children be whatever they want to be. What if they want to be conservative? Not that. So if you vote to send our money abroad and you wave a foreign flag, you're an American patriot. But if you vote to keep our money at home and fund domestic priorities, you're a foreign agent. Clown world. If we start calling California Taiwan and Arizona Ukraine and Texas Israel, then maybe our government would start protecting those borders?
Wait a minute! Who are you?
The name of his handle on TikTok is Just Date Rights, RIGHTS. He pretty much makes a whole bunch of really short clips like that, where he kind of calls out hypocrisy, and I always find them pretty funny because I'm a big fan of sarcasm, because that's kind of like my personal humor. So I always find those a little bit funny. However, I do want to say this for the guys that are like real sensitive about what's going on in the war and all that. Just so y'all know, that's not really my thing over here. However, I'm very, very big on peace. So hopefully we don't end up in World War III, but you know, fingers crossed, man. You know, hope all is well. And it's unfortunate what's going on. But on another note, let's keep it moving, because I got some more deep stuff for you guys to check out, man. Look at this.
See, one thing I find very alarming is how similar today's issues in the United States are to the last few decades leading to the fall of the Roman Empire. Three main factors led to the downfall of the great empire. First, they began to overspend money that they literally didn't have. They began to subsidize things like public entertainments, followed by funding an enormous bureaucracy. And guess what they did to combat this overspending? They increased their taxes and also debased their monetary system. And of course, this led to a huge economic chaos. Now, at the very same time, the breakdown of the family began. You got to understand that early Romans understood the philosophy behind a strong and stable family, which essentially led to a great empire. But later Romans actually began to turn to different moralities, which fully abandoned the concept of family and marriage. Now, the most important factor is the Romans actually began to live a very lavish, elite lifestyle. And this lifestyle was filled with a bunch of altruistic desires. And this liberal approach to life was met with some harsh consequences. You see, the Romans actually had a standard procedure that would allow migrating tribes into their territory. But for some odd reason, they abandoned that standard procedure when migrating Goths into their territory. And the funniest thing is that Goths were actually long foes of the Romans, yet altruistic ideology within Romans led to the acceptance of these tribes. And all of that just for the Goths to end up overrunning the Roman Empire, leading to a massive invasion. An economic crisis coupled with society experiencing population decline due to the breakdown of the family led to a weak empire. Instead of screwing the lid back on the cookie jar in time, they broke the lid. They allowed enemies to invade the empire, all due to the loosen up of their immigration policy. And at the end of the day, it was all due to altruistic ideologies. Now, just one question. How similar does this sound to what is happening in the United States today?
One thing that he did leave out was sexual liberation and promiscuity, which is really what you're seeing now in the United States. Am I lying or am I lying? Yeah, look up the fall of Roman empires. I'm like, promiscuity and sexual liberation of women was a part of that as well. Let's keep it moving. Really, I'm telling you guys, it's really just history repeating itself again, man. That's why you hear people saying Sodom and Gomorrah 2.0. That's pretty much what we're living in now. Let's keep it moving.
Dollar Tree closing 600 stores this year. CVS closing 900 stores through the end of this year. Walgreens closing 150 stores. Outback Steakhouse has already closed 40 of its restaurants. UPS is cutting 12,000 jobs in 2024. Citigroup cutting 20,000 positions as well. eBay, why not? 1,000 jobs lost there. Microsoft cutting 1,900 positions. Expedia cutting 1,500. Cisco cutting 4,000. Apple cutting 600. It's entertainment too. Regal Cinemas closing 429 locations. Kroger's grocery store chain shutting down 413 stores. It's not affordable to be in retail anymore. Foot Locker closing 400 stores by 2026. Macy's will close 150 locations by 2026. Walmart, already this year, has closed 6 of its supercenters. While the U.S. Senate has passed nearly $100 billion to send to other countries that Joe Biden just signed yesterday, most can't even find Ukraine or Israel on a freaking map, let alone Taiwan. We're paying money that we don't have as our economy goes down the toilet and American jobs die. Of course, we know we're going to ban TikTok so nobody can talk about it freely.
Is this kid serious?
Is this a scam?
Yeah, half this audience, if you guys get a job, will end up getting a job that doesn't require a college degree.
Okay.
Secondly, 41% of people that enter college don't graduate. The dropout rate's insanely high.
What's your definition of a scam?
Where a serious proportion of your customers are not given the value proposition that they pay for.
Education, right?
Which they're not getting. Yeah. This is just a glorified credentialing exercise.
Yeah, and that's what you're paying for. Therefore,
it's not education. You're just paying for a piece of paper so you can get a job.
Learning how to work, learning how to move around a professional workforce.
You need to go to college to learn that?
Yes, I'd say
I
so.
think you're being scammed, man. Take it from someone who didn't go to college. You don't need any of that stuff. I'm not saying it's easy. You just need to go to college. Secondly, what does a manager of a Walmart supercenter make a year? Anybody know?
What,
it's $400,000 a year.
$400,000?
Yeah, you guys should just go become a manager of a Walmart. Doesn't require a college degree. There are 11 million job openings in this country right now that don't require college degrees. We are oversupplying college. Half of you guys will end up getting a job where your entire college debt burden means nothing. You will get a job that does not require a college degree at all. You're 4 years wasted. You shouldn't have come here in the first place. Half.
There is some truth to what he's saying, because I've met quite a few people over my time in the workforce that had degrees, and they were working the exact same jobs that I was working at. I always thought that was a bit crazy, but now I think I'm starting to understand why. Yeah. Let's keep it moving.
A lot of people like to say taxation is theft. It's not theft. It's actually extortion. Because if you don't pay, where do they put you? Jail. That's right. So it's you can work for me, give me most of your money, and if you don't, you're going to jail. That's where we live. Does that sound free to you? We're not free.
I made that video to prove anti-white ivory tower professors like the one in your studio wrong. This video and the others that I've made like it with Native Americans, with Mexicans, with the Chinese you just watched are irrefutable evidence that people like that professor are exactly wrong on cultural appropriation. I've seen people get offended by braids and say braids are a black people thing and white people can't wear braids. It's called a Dutch braid. It was from back in Nordic times, old Nordic times, with white people, with Vikings would wear braids, yet people want to come and claim that it's some part of their culture now. No, you can't claim that something is just a part of your culture either. It's for people to share and celebrate and use so you can actually have a society that is cohesive and works together as a melting pot, not all these different groups that can't work together because everyone's so offended. The only people who are actually offended by cultural appropriation don't really have anything else of meaning going on in their lives, it seems.
Do you have to be Chinese?
Now let me know what y'all thought about this. If you're new to the platform, please subscribe. OGs, I appreciate the love and support. Make sure y'all hit that bell notification. That way y'all know when I'm uploading. Hit the like button because it helps with the algorithm and helps me reach a broader audience. Also look out for the travel vlog channel, Unplugged Traveler. Link is in the description. Until the next video, y'all. Deuces.